Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the slightly delayed start. We're currently experiencing a couple of technical issues, so the order of the programme is going to change just slightly differently. First up, we're going to have Izzy's folk songs, and then we're going to move on to the jazz numbers by Grace and Owen a little bit later on. But welcome to St Peter's College Chapel, if you haven't been here before. I'd just like to draw attention to the elephant in the room a little bit. If you look around, you'll notice there's some artwork that wasn't here last time you visited, probably, and that is because Dr. Tim Clark, who is a fellow in archaeology and anthropology here at St Peter's, is hosting a new exhibition called 1982 Undiscovered, which is in commemoration of the 40th anniversary of the Falklands War. So after the recital, if you've got time, feel free to take a look around. The exhibition itself is open in the chapel from the 5th, which is on Saturday, to the 18th of November, so feel free to take a look at that. But for now, I'm going to hand over to Izzy, who is going to be performing for us some folk songs.
I'm going to start by singing a couple of traditional folk songs, which I think will be very interesting because the only context in which I've sung these are quite aggressively pagan environments. So to sing this in a church with an acoustic built for kind of, like, particularly that kind of music, I think it would be very interesting. So the first song is called While the Gatekeepers Lie Sleeping, and I'm going to be singing a version inspired by June Tabor. And it is, I think it was in 1815 that there were the quite harsh game laws introduced into the UK, but that basically forbid poaching from anyone who wasn't a landowner. So you can imagine that was like very, very difficult for a lot of people who weren't in the elite classes, but it didn't do much to stamp out poaching. And a lot of poaching songs are quite sad songs. They're about getting caught, because if you were caught, it would be very, very serious punishments. But this is quite a fun poaching song because the poaching goes well. And I like it as well because it just reminds you that even though people lived 200 years ago, they still went to the pub and bought their mates drinks when they felt like something went well. So this is While the Gatekeepers Lie Sleeping. Oh, I've got a dog and a good dog too, and it keeps him in me keeping. Better catch those hares that run by night whilst the gamekeepers lie a-sleeping. My dog and me went out one night for to learn some education. Up jumped a hare and away she ran, right into some large plantation. She had not gone so very far before something caught her running. Oh, Auntie Annie, she loudly cried, stop a minute, your uncle's coming. I took out my little penknife and quickly I did punch her. She turned out one of the female kind. How glad am I caught her. I picks her up and I smooth her down and I puts me in me keeping. I said to me dog, it's time to be going whilst the gatekeepers lie a-sleeping. Away me and my dog did go back into the town. We took that hare to a labouring man, we sold it for a crown. We went into some public house and there we got quite mellow, for we spent that crown on another one too. Don't you think I'm a good-hearted fellow? Oh, I've got a dog and a good dog too, and it keeps him in me keeping. Better catch those hares that run by night whilst the gatekeepers lie a-sleeping. The second song I'm going to sing is called, it often gets mistaken for a traditional song, although it was written, I think, in 1970 by a man called Bogle, and it's called The Band Played Waltzing Matilda, and it's a very famous anti-war song. You'll find that on quite a lot of the peace albums on Spotify. And it is written from the point of view of a soldier at the Battle of Gallipoli in, I think it was 1850, 19... Thanks, Dad. And it's I think a very moving song. I hope I do it justice. When I was a young boy, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green bay sun to the dusty outback, I wants my Matilda all over. Then in 1915 the country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as our ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the tears, the flag waving and cheers, we sailed off to Gallipoli. How well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they called Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was a ready, he primed himself well. He chased us with bullets and he rained us with shell. And in 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. Well, those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me ass over head, and when I woke up in my hospital bed, I saw what'd been done, and I wished I were dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda, all around the green bush far and near. For to hump tents and pegs, well, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They collected the cripples, the wounded and me, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sula. As our ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared, and they turned all their faces away. And now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing past dreams and past glory. And the old men march slowly, all bent stiff and sore, their tired old heroes from our forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men answer the call. But as year by year the number gets fewer, till no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who come a waltzing Matilda with me, and their ghosts may be heard as they march down the Billabong. Come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Very good. This song was made popular recently by the Irish folk band Lankum. I'd recommend listening. If you like it, want to hear more. And it does have a refrain that I'm trying to train my housemates to sing. So they're hopefully going to be pulling up the congregation. Would you guys like to learn the refrain? Yeah? Yes. Okay, so basically it's the same sort of template of a verse repeated, and there's 2 lines in the verse that are repeated every single time. So it goes, there was an old man came over the sea, and then all together, but I'll not have 'em. There was an old man came over the sea, came snivelling, snuggling over on me. And then everyone, with his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. There was an old man came over the sea, but I'll not have 'em. There was an old man came over the sea, came snivelling, snuggling over on me. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. My mother, she told me to bid him come in, but I'll not have 'em. My mother, she told me to bid him come in, and he giggled and dribbled all over his chin. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. My mother, she told me to give him a stool, but I'll not have 'em. My mother, she told me to give him a stool, and I gave him a stool, and he sat like a fool. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. My mother, she told me to give him some cake, but I'll not have 'em. My mother, she told me to give him some cake, and a silly old fool wriggled just like a snake. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. My mother, she told me to pass him the sugar, but I'll not have 'em. My mother, she told me to pass him the sugar, and he shivered and shoveled it down like a booger. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. My mother, she told me to bid him farewell, but I'll not have 'em. My mother, she told me to bid him farewell, and I bid him farewell, and I wished him in hell. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. There was an old man came over the sea, but I'll not have 'em. There was an old man came over the sea, came snivelling, snuggling over on me. With his long grey beard, with his long grey beard, shivering and shaking. These 2 of my own songs. The first one is the first time I've ever played it to anyone, and the second one is one that I played quite a lot over the summer. So this one is called Mr. Mystery, and it is, it might be a bit poncy to say after Arthur Russell, but it is very much in response to The Ballad of the Lights, which is a song written by Arthur Russell and Allen Ginsberg, and he mentions this character called Mr. Mystery, and it just stayed with me, so I just, yeah, this is this. Mr. Mystery, won't you dance with me? It's lonely in this bedroom, won't you keep me company? Dear kind sir of fortune, if that be your name, hold me like a lover and kiss me like a friend again. Mr. Mystery, Mr. Mystery, Mr. Oh my sweet love, mystery. Mr. Mystery, show me both your feet. Was old George onto something when he asked that they be freed? I'll say they're worn and callous, I'll say they're cut by shapes of glass, I'll say they're like a baby's face, unwearied by the task. Mr. Mystery, Mr. Mystery, Mr. Oh my sweet love, mystery. Mr. Mystery, please accept my apologies. I've been all around this town saying such mean things. I swear I didn't mean them. I was just lashing out. It hurts me so to know you when my mind is full of doubt. Mr. Mystery, Mr. Mystery, Mr. Oh my sweet love, mystery. Okay, this is called The Song of the Clock Hands. She's got stains on all her shirts, all the white ones are coloured in tea. There is dirt from the earth on the cushions of her mother's settee. And though they scream her name up the stairs when they see what's been done, she says, don't worry Celia, that's just the price we pay for living, Mum. And I suppose there's bits unsuitable to all the things we do. It does not matter to me, it should not matter to you. See how the two hands on the clock, they reach out and sing to me. Do not let it bother you, it has never bothered me. I've a very funny friend, although she is never on time. Rigorously, she is 17 minutes past the hour that I tell her to arrive. And the waiter at the restaurant asks, are you still expecting company? And I replied, why of course, don't you see it is only 7:15. And I suppose there's bits unsuitable to all the things we do. It does not matter to me, it should not matter to you. See how the two hands on the clock, they reach out and sing to me. Do not let it bother you, it has never bothered me. I've a neighbour from upstairs, he's a baker and a talented musician. I have never heard the theremin played quite so skillfully as him. It's like kissing. Unbeknownst to him, his talents in the kitchen, though, are few and far between.
But I won't point out that salt and sugar does. I can't taste the difference when he is playing to me. And I suppose there's bits unsuitable to all the things we do. It does not matter to me, it should not matter to you. See how the two hands on the clock, they reach out and sing to me. Do not let it bother you, it has never bothered